Hi guys! Today we're going to do a very brief walkthrough of the iubenda Consent Solutions dashboard. So right now I'm in my site area, and to get there, simply head to your account dashboard and click on the website that you have your consent solution activated on, and you will get to this page. Next, simply click on Consent Solution Dashboard to head to your dashboard. And of course, this dashboard makes it easy for you to review, analyze, spot patterns, and search your consents and the data that you've collected on your subjects. Assuming, of course, that you do have the consent solution active on your website and that it is actively collecting information. So, of course, if you have not had anyone filling out your forms or you have not been collecting consent, there would be nothing in this dashboard, of course, because it only displays the data that you have collected. First of all, you notice that it's separated into consents and subjects. And of course, this makes it a lot easier for you to view the various data depending on what you're looking for. Now, right away in this column, we have the creation date, and it gives you the exact date that the consent was created, a way of identifying the subject, and the source, which can either be public or private key, depending on which implementation you used. Of course, if you used the JavaScript way of implementing, most likely you will have a public key, and if you used the HTTP API, this can be a private key. Next, we have these two icons here, and if we click on this first one, it pulls up full subject details for that particular consent. And of course, this shows you everything, including the subject ID, which is automatically generated if you do not manually put it in, as well as first name, last name, full name, and all of these fields will say no data if you do not have that implemented on your form. If you do have the field there, then the information will be available here. So there's everything, including preferences and whether or not the terms and services were accepted, and the exact timestamp. Next, if we click on this icon, it pulls up all of the consent details again for that particular consent, including the consent ID, timestamp, source. Also, subject information is included here, preferences, legal notices, which will show all of the legal documents that you did or do have active on the site at the time that the consent was acquired, including the version number for the legal notice. And quick note, legal notices can in fact be auto-synced, assuming that you are an iubenda customer for these other services, and it's as easy as simply checking a button, and that information is included on the help, so you can find that very easily by searching for it. Next, we have the proof, which shows the entire form that the person filled out at the time that they gave their consent. This section can hold any form of proof, any electronic form of proof. So if you did use a in-store paper sign-up sheet, you can simply upload the PDF right here. It also indicates content, whether or not the terms and services were accepted, and an IP address if that information is available. Next, we're going to just click on the subjects tab here, and again you can see that it has the creation date, or when the subject did give consent, and right away you can see up front whether or not they're verified, and in this case it refers to double opt-in, so whether or not they went into their email and clicked on the link verifying that they did in fact sign up to your form. For the purposes of this example, because these are all fake emails, none of these are verified, but if your user does verify, it will be indicated here. Next, we have preferences, and this shows whether or not the terms and services were accepted. In our case, it was mandatory to accept the terms and services in order to sign up to use the service, so it is indicated as accepted in all of the cases here. Now, if we click on this button really quickly, what it does is it pulls up full subject details as on the previous page, including the subject ID, email, first name, last name, whether or not the consent was verified, as well as preferences that were set, the consent ID, and whether or not the terms and services was accepted, and the exact timestamp. The timestamp, once again, it is year, month, as well as the day, and then you also have the time, which it gives you the hour, the minutes, as well as the seconds, and the time zone. That's included right here. Now, lastly, in this walkthrough, we have the powerful search function, and this is really nice because it allows you to apply extensive filters so that you can search for information based on any sort of detail that applies to either the consent or the subject. And this changes depending on which tab you're on. Under subjects, you can search by subject ID, email, first name, last name, whether or not the consent was verified, as well as a timeline range, and simply apply filters to pull up that information. Under consent, you can search by the subject ID, as well as details such as name, first name, last name, any sort of information like that was included, timeline, and the source, whether or not it was public or private. And that brings us to the end of this walkthrough of the consent solution dashboard. To get back to your main site area, simply click on Manage and Embed, and that takes you right back to this page.